Black History Month you find
ridiculous.
Why?
You're going to relegate my history to a month?
Oh, come on.
What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? No, well, come on, tell me.
Well, Black History Month you find...
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh, you're going to relegate my history to a month? Why not?
Oh, come on.
What do you do with yours?
No.
Which month is White History Month? No, I don't want a Black History Month. Black History Month.
Black History Month you find...
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh, you're going to relegate my history to a month? Why not? Oh, come on. What do you do with yours?
No.
Which month is White History Month? No, I don't want a Black History Month. Black History Month. Which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
What do you do with yours?
No.
Hey, morning everybody. Mark Scott reporting. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Wake and bake. Yeah, baby. Let's talk about some racists. Let's talk about some racists. Some spacist racists here in New York City, man. Fucking racists are winning. The racists are winning. Mark Scott reporting. Good morning, everybody. Sorry for the late run, but why should I apologize, man? It's my life, man. I can do whatever I want. I want to wake up late on a Saturday. I didn't wake up late. I go out and I exercise and I talk to people. I'm out in the park. I'm doing retard yoga. I run 3 miles. Oh, I keep myself fit, man. I keep myself in shape, right? Because if you don't do it, nobody will. If you don't keep yourself in shape, mentally, physically, spiritually, I really just, feel yourself come into your body, nobody will. People don't give a shit about you. People give a shit about themselves, and they don't even know how to give a shit about themselves. So why would you listen to someone? Why would you listen to someone give you advice about you when they don't even listen to they don't even use the advice for themselves? Dig it? It's your own best advocate. That's who you are, man. You're your own best advocate, man. So Mark Scott reporting. So we saw the very, very horrific episode here in New York where a woman clubs a cop in the head with a stick on the Brooklyn Bridge, the good Brooklyn Bridge, and runs back into her cave at Occupy City Hall, less than maybe a quarter of a mile away. Gets out, takes a cane, cracks a cop in the head, and guess what? She got freed. She's free. But there was a bail, but who set the bail, right? They set the bail, but who paid the bail? She got sprung on bail. We'll take a look at that story in detail. But here we go. You're assaulting cops, right? Where's the $10 million? Usually $10 million or 7 years. You're facing 7 years for assaulting a police officer. What happened to all that stuff? It's out the window. So we'll look at that story and Look at some top stories. What else is in the top stories here? So, yeah, Morgan Freeman, that was the voice, the infamous voice of Morgan Freeman. We'll take a look at that. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Justice Ginsburg, is back in the news with a little bit of cancer. An interesting video surfaced of Trump calling Jeffrey Epstein, and his life an absolute cesspool. So we'll play that video. That's pretty good stuff. Laws being passed in Colorado threatening people with the mask stuff, and a little bit on sex workers. Let's start there, man. That's a good one. Oh yeah. Talk about sex workers. Sex workers, right? Sex workers are people too, right? Sex workers are people too. They need to make a contribution. They need to survive. They need to make a living, and they contribute their services. They provide dick. They provide pussy. They provide the things that some people need to live. Right? That's what you need. Right? You need that stuff. You're willing to pay. Because you can't get it on your own. You want, and you can't get. You ain't getting any, right? So you pay. And that's respectable. That's a service, right? I give you a service. You need service? I give you service. Service? Service worker, right? Service. So Bolivian sex workers are preparing for a post-corona world. One where they will sport skimpy see-through biosecurity suits while performing sex acts on clients. Reuters reports. Listen, look at this fucking shit, man. There's this hookers dressed up in cellophane, in clear wrap. The sex workers based in brothels in the capital La Paz in Bolivia, have been given a 30-page safe sex manual drawn up by the Organization of Night Workers. They're night workers. That's what they are. So let's look at the picture, because that's really all we care about, right? Fucking look at this shit. Look at how fucking crazy this shit is, right? First of all, look how big that hooker is. That's a huge, that's a double size. That's a twofer fat hooker. Big fat hooker wearing hazmat suit. I don't know, man. I don't know. All the legs are covered. I guess the vagina's got to be exposed, right? No vagina. What is it? Condom is safe, right? What a stupid subject, man. What how stupid. How this thing is affecting so many aspects of human behavior is unbelievable. Look at this. Even sex, even in the bedroom, right? What people do in private is now violated. So let's look, what the fuck is going on here, man? Online outlines the OTN. This manual outlines sex workers should wear biosecurity suits and be prepared to carry sanitary tools to mitigate COVID-19 spreading, such as bottles of bleach, masks, and gloves. The industry group is determining the government relax daytime business restrictions for brothels that remain heavily restricted. So there's, I don't know, there's the photos. Shit is crazy, man. It really is. Fucking look at this lady. Look at this. It's not opening, but that's the shot right there, man. Look at that fucking thing. Look at that. Is there anything erotic about that shit? Oh, look, there's a dude sitting over here. You see him in the mirror? This dude is a customer, man. A fucking customer waiting. You see the customer in the mirror? I bet they didn't even know it was in there. Right? Look at this big fake titty doll. The fake titty doll. Wow. So yesterday I was up here, right? I just happened to be walking by. I was playing basketball down the block, right? I live over here. And I hear, Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! If we don't get what we want, shut it down! I hear this bullshit, right, coming down the block like a fucking circus. Who are we gonna stand? Black Lives Matter! Whose lives matter? Black lives matter. It's fucking retarded, man. Everybody's lives matter. We know that. How many times do you think they say the same shit over and over again, man? It's getting old, man. Shit's getting old. So I was walking by and I heard the circus come down the block. A small circus, maybe like 25 people at the most. And these knuckleheads tried to. Their goal was to walk the Verrazano Bridge, which is about a 2.5 mile walk over the bridge. But nobody walks over the bridge. Why? Because there's no walking allowed on the bridge. It's a fucking busy, 6 lanes on the top, 6 lanes on the bottom. That's 12 lanes coming and going on the Verrazano Bridge at high speed. There's no walking, there's no biking, there's no walking. It's a very high bridge, and there's a very high suicide rate on that bridge. People go to that bridge to die. They go up there and they jump frequently. Occasionally I've seen, you see the boats. Nobody's ever up there when someone jumps. But every once in a while, you'll see boats under the bridge. The Navy boat or the Coast Guard boat or the NYPD, they have their own squad of boats too, and you see them circling around in the water. That's usually an indication that either somebody jumped and they're looking for the body, or someone's about to jump and they're just looking for the body, because it's 256 feet at the highest point. There's no surviving that unless you're a professional diver and you hit it perfectly. You're dead, right? The average person that just throws their body off of the bridge, hits the water. It's like hitting cement. You splat, you break, and then you drown. So these characters tried to turn onto the bridge. So listen to what he said.
The only people who are going to argue with us are the racists.
The only people I found that profound. I just turned the camera on. He says, the only people that are going to argue with us are the racists. Anybody who argues with us is a racist. This guy's a fucking racist, right? This is the definition of racism.
Doing the wrong things. The only people who are going to argue with us are the racists.
Are the racists. The only people that are going to argue with us are the racists. That's the voice right there. That's the Pop Smoke voice. They're fucking racist, man. They're fucking, hey, man. This is fucking racist. You ain't gonna argue with us. You racist, man. Dude, you racist. So all right. The girl at the end, right? She says, "Oh yeah, we got 300 people." You don't even got 30 people. You got 30 people, and watch how many cops. Watch how many. So that's the entrance to the bridge, right? That's the only entrance to the bridge. They shut down for that moment. No one in Brooklyn, at least coming off of the street, was able to cross over into Verrazano. They shut it down cross over into Staten Island. The Verrazano Narrows Bridge connects Brooklyn and Staten Island. It's the only way from Brooklyn to Staten Island driving. So for a moment they attempted to. Who the hell knows what they were going to try to do on the bridge, or what they were going to try to do when they finally got to Staten Island? But the police weren't having it, so they shut them down. It's pretty funny, but they come and riot it. So they're sitting there, the Black Lives Matter crowd. They're doing their fist pump, and they're playing Martin Luther King. They're filming me, filming them. Always watch the eyeballs. They know you're there. What's up, homeboy? What's up, my brother? So, just a little more, they're fist pumping, right? And then it gets interesting right here, where they actually they make a move, right? Now what?
I don't see no riot here. Why are you in riot gear?
Are we buffering?
I don't see no riot here. Why are you in riot gear? Peaceful protest. 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 Peaceful protest.
So they make their move.
Respect when we march in silence. We saw
They
that.
make their move, and then they turn around and they walk away. Are we buffering? Are we buffering, you motherfuckers? Are we buffering? Are we buffering? Are we buffering? Are we buffering? Because it looks like it from my end. So anyway, we're gonna keep rolling here. We're gonna keep rolling. So that's what's going on there, right? So there's the black racists, right? And what's our title? Is my title disruptive? Is that why they're attacking us today? What's my title? What is my title? Antifa Black Lives Matter terrorist assaults white cop with weapon and set free. That's racist. I guess you're not allowed to say that. Are you allowed to say that on YouTube? Is that why we're buffering again? Is that why we're getting knocked off? Is that why we're getting knocked off? Oh my God. Oh my God. So Morgan Freeman said it best. And you have to, because a black will only listen to another black, and not even if you don't agree with them, because then that's racist too. So I guess Morgan Freeman's racist. I played it with the Star Spangled Banner, but listen to it again.
Black History Month you find
Ridiculous.
Black History Month you find ridiculous? That's the question.
why?
You're going to relegate my history to a month?
Oh, come on.
What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? No,
Well-
well, come on, tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Do you want one?
No.
No,
I
I don't either. I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism until...
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. I know you as Mike Wallace. You know me as Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, so there's he's like, I don't want no Black History Month. Black History Month. Right, what's the White History Month? Jewish History Month. Everybody has a History Month. You want to tell me about my history? Couldn't agree more. So I guess Morgan Freeman's a racist, right? Because he doesn't support the blacks. If he doesn't support every move that the blacks make, then he's racist too. So anyway, in other news, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg undergone chemo again for recurring cancer. It's bad. It's bad because why? Well, I mean, it's bad for her, but it's also bad, that the balance of the Supreme Court is in the balance. If Ginsburg, the liberal, dies, what's left of the court? Trump is going to appoint, but I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter, right? He gave us Gorsuch. He gave us Kavanaugh. Right? So let's read. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg revealed Friday that she has undergone chemotherapy for a recurrence of cancer, but insists she had no plans to retire. Well, she might die before she retires. On May 19th, I began a course of chemotherapy to treat a recurrence of cancer. A periodic scan in February, followed by a biopsy, revealed lesions on my liver. She's got liver cancer. There's no doubt about it. Her hospitalization earlier this week for fever and chills stemmed from a procedure to remove gallstones and was not related to cancer. Remember, she's 86. She's 87. When you start, chopping open and invading a 87-year-old body with various surgeries, it's trouble, right? So that's all. Just keep in mind, Ginsburg is back in cancer treatment. What is this? Here's the video. Ask Prince Andrew about it. Ask Prince Andrew about it. That's Trump saying. Trump warned Epstein's Island was an absolute cesspool in 2015. Wow. So here's the video. Watch.
Of Jeffrey Epstein in your remarks about in the Q&A.
Well, I think he's got a
Sean.
problem. I mean,
what do you think the problem will be?
I don't know, but that island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew. He'll tell you about it. The island was an absolute cesspool. So,
the Clintons are friends
and he's
of
been
yours,
there
right?
for many times.
The Clintons are friends
Well,
of
I
yours.
can't say friends, but I know
You're
them.
friendly. You know them.
They play at my clubs a lot. I have clubs, and everybody likes to play
Are you
at my
saying
clubs.
there's a political problem for her if she runs for president?
It could be a political problem. Look, he could be a political problem. Right now, he's Teflon, and right now, maybe not. But he could end up being a political problem.
Wow. So that's Trump saying, that's Trump on the record now saying that Pedo Island is an absolute cesspool. So I think that's new. We never heard Trump say that, right? Trump is coming out against the good Prince Andrew, who apparently took down his website as well in England. And he's got some problems right there, right? They're fucking breathing down these guys' backs, man. Ghislaine Maxwell's ready to spill the beans. She's sitting in jail. She's going to tell all. She's going to tell all. Oh, boy. Getting tired of that story. I don't really like it. I don't really like it because I think it's, I think to some degree, Epstein and those guys, they're getting a bad rap. I mean, you could say, oh, Conte, oh, you just defended a pedophile. There's more to it, right? Whereas if this guy did this hundreds of times to hundreds of women, right? He's saying the record is that he was abusing 3 teenage girls a day for years. Where's all the piles and piles of teenage girls that he abused? There's got to be hundreds of them. Why is there only 3 standing up, right? Man is innocent until proven guilty. Why are there only 3 teenagers standing up? Now, 3's bad. If he abused all 3, that's fine. That's guilt. But where's the hundreds that he allegedly abused? How come they're silent? I'm just saying, putting it out there. And Ghislaine Maxwell has the answer to that question. Is it true? Is it false? Is it fake? Is it a made-up story? We should listen to what she has to say. We should cross our fingers and hope that she actually gets a trial, a fair trial, where we can hear her speak, right? And she's in for a year of torture, because if the trial is next summer, and Ghislaine Maxwell sits in a Brooklyn jail for a year, they're going to torture her. They're going to isolate her, 22 hours a day of isolation. She's not going to see lawyers. She's not going to know what's going on in the world, and your whole perspective changes. You just sit around saying, I'll never get out of here. I'll do whatever I can do to get out. I'll say anything. Right? And the whole story changes. So there you go. Trump's on the record. So another side story before we talk about the caning on the bridge. A woman got free for beating a cop, a terrorist. Right? So new U.S. diet guidelines will limit men to 1 alcoholic beverage a day. As if as I was saying earlier, that no one's going to take care of you if you don't take care of yourself. Now, I don't know. I don't particularly like alcoholic beverages. I think it leads to abuse in a lot of people. But I don't really have an opinion. I see people that recreationally drink all the time. They have a drink, right? And some of them are extremely healthy. Or I know people that have an occasional, pot, right? And are extremely healthy people. I don't know many people that use cocaine and crack and heroin and methamphetamine recreationally. But I do know people that can do that sort of thing. But the point is that why would anybody listen to these government regulations anyway? And it also, this article also supports something that a theory that I was talking about a while ago. The theory being that unhealthiness is now being prosecuted, is being shit on, is being dumped on. Oh, look how unhealthy you are. You drink 2 alcohols a day, right? You need to cut that down to 1, right? Shaming people, right, for their fatness or their substance, the substance that they decide to use, right? That's what we're coming to. Why? Because the healthcare industry has collapsed. All systems are breaking down. All systems are breaking down. All systems are breaking down, right? And so who's going to take care of all the sick people that have insurance? It's too expensive. Let's shame them. Let's shame them for being sick. Let's say, oh, you're not sick, you have COVID, right? Let's shame them. Let's shame them into health. Right? Whip them into shape so that we don't have to pay for it. Is what's happening, right? So here you see from the highest guidelines, U.S. Guidelines are convincing you that 1 alcohol is better than 2. So Colorado, and it gets worse. Colorado town threatens up to a year in jail for not wearing a mask. God damn, I thought Colorado was the liberal capital, anything goes, smoke your hookah. So let's read. I didn't read this. Are you ready for this week's absurdity? Here's our Friday rollout of the most ridiculous stories from around the world that are threats to your liberty. Jail time in Colorado town for not wearing a mask. Inglewood, Colorado, a major suburb of Denver, has made it a crime to leave your home without wearing a mask. Wow. Holy smokes. Again, and I have not seen any of that enforced here. I've seen people lose their minds about telling other people to wear a mask, but I've never seen the police say, you must wear a mask. I haven't seen it, and I'm out every day. No one's ever demanded that I wear a mask, only in stores. And I'll just go somewhere else. If I don't wear it, I put on a mask. I have a very, very thin kind of veil, just a piece of cloth that covers my face, and I can breathe out the bottom. I'm not wearing no fucking hazmat bullshit, right? It cuts into your breathing a little bit, but it's either that or you can't go into the store and you can't get a bottle of water, or you can't get a sandwich, or you can't get a falafel. So you put the mask on for a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and you get the fuck out of there, right? I don't walk around like I walked around. I did, all right. I walked around B&H the other day, right, gawking at all the gear. I love gear. I go to Sam Ash sometimes, and I just look at gear. I look at guitars, right? Your dick gets a little hard when you're looking at like old wood, right? It's true. Well, not really, but you know what I'm saying. You get excited by looking at the old guitars and new gadgets. And B&H is the video for video people. Although I don't like a lot of video equipment because I use more, when I'm walking around, I use more tactical gear. I look at Army Navy shit. Right? Like I wear things. I don't carry things. I wear my shit, right? Everything is on my belt. So when you look at me, if I'm wearing a long shirt, you don't even know what the fuck I'm doing, right? I don't look like some reporter or some guy carrying a lot of gear that can film you and tape you and exploit you. I don't look like that at all. I just look like some long-haired guy with a baseball hat. So I use tactical gear, but I like to see a lot of the gear. I don't know. It's interesting. Like I'll give you an example. Like this is gear sold in a camera store, right? You see how the back has Velcro and it comes off? So if you put this on your belt and somebody pulls it, they could pull it right off. They could pull this right off on you. Right? Tactical gear, you can't pull this. This is the phone, right? This is the recording device, right? You can't get this you can't pull this off of me. You're gonna have to break my belt and break all this stuff in the back before you get the camera, right? Or if I'm holding it, as I said yesterday, if I'm holding on, you got to knock it out of my hand. That's how it says. You got to fucking knock it out of my hand, and I could still punch you in the face, right? Even with the camera in my hand. You know what I'm saying? That's how you got to go into a riot, right? I'm always aware of it, right? Because it's happened to me. It's happened. I had never dropped the camera, but I've had it knocked and it went up about a foot and I caught it. So I've had the experience of I've gotten run over many times. My leg still hurts a little bit from that last riot of getting run over by the police bike. Guy ran right into me, man, with a fucking his Trek bike. He ran right into my leg, right? I'm looking the other way, and he came, so you got to be careful. So anyway, go to jail for not wearing a mask in Colorado. Fuck you. Fuck you. So here's here's okay. So here's the shot of the yesterday. You remember yesterday we couldn't figure out if it was a man or a woman. Check this
Brooklyn
out.
Bridge roadway to block them in the Brooklyn side.
It's not so much what he's saying, but you see the woman. See their little video. It's the only clip I have of it. It's the woman banging the cop on the head with a stick. Now, in the old days, the cop raises the taser, but they should have beat him. They should have shot the
And one
motherfucker.
individual jumped onto the roadbed where we were and came
Right?
running
And there's a
directly
shot
up
of
to
her
us
running
and
away.
immediately started cursing us out, pushing. We ordered him off
The
roadway.
cop may have
He
fired the
wasn't
taser because
so
they
we
jumped
went to
back
make an
pretty
arrest.
quickly.
As we were arresting him, he grabs onto a railing by the walkway and a struggle begins. The fighting starts. That's when the individual comes up.
All right,
with
so
the
that's
cane.
yesterday, right? That's yesterday's scene. It's very clear. There's the black antagonist attacking the cop, cracking the white shirt cop. That means he's a captain. He's a high-ranking official or a lieutenant. He could be a sergeant. He's probably a lieutenant. Now, if he's sergeant, he would have blue stripes. So he's lieutenant or captain or more. So there it is. So yesterday we were trying to decide based on the video, is that a woman or a man? And we had a vote, right? And most of us, self included, said it was a man. One was man. You remember yesterday? One was man, two was woman. Guess what? Fucking it was two. It's a woman. So they got her. Pow! There she is, man. There she is. Woman charged in cane attack on New York City cops celebrates after making bail. So she got out. Let's read the story, right? So what else we got here on this one? Yeah, we got a little video of her too. So the woman charged with using a cane to bash two NYPD cops. I just want to say that this is significant before I start. The reason why this story is significant is because we're now approaching lawlessness, where you can beat a cop on the head with a stick. Not defending yourself, but antagonizing a cop. There was no threat to that woman up on the rail. She was up on the walkway, and she leaned over with her stick and batted the cop in the head. That's assault with a deadly weapon. Why was a bail made so lightly, right? Or was it lightly? Let's find out. The woman charged with using a cane to bash. I say it because it's important because this is now a trend, right? If you could smash a cop in the head with a stick and walk out the back door, what about regular people? What about the purse snatch on the subway, or the punch in the face when you're not even looking, or when three violent black terrorists decide that they're going to beat you up and they're going to gang bang you, right? Like they did in the Bay Ridge video that I showed, right? The Italians were fighting one-on-one. You want to fight me? Let's go. But the gang fights 3-on-1. Three of them pile on top of you. How are you going to stop that? Unless you got a weapon, unless you shoot them. Right? So that's where we're coming in New York. I got to tell you. This was gone for a long time. People bashed Giuliani, said, "Oh, Giuliani, you don't know what he's doing." Quality of life is important. These are big issues when you live in a big city. People I'll give you an example, like Japanese tourists, like Japanese men, businessmen and women. If the streets are violent, they're not going to come here. That's just one example. Like Japanese tourists don't like fucking violence. If it's not safe, they're not going to come here. There's a lot of people like that. Wealthy people are not going to come back to New York strolling through the streets when they can get robbed and beat up, and they go to the police and the police are getting beat up. You see what I'm saying? You see how the whole, this kind of thing, if you don't beat these people into submission, you're going to get, that's what you're going to have. You just kiss your fucking city goodbye, right? I'm about to do that myself. The woman charged with using a cane to bash two New York City cops over the head on Brooklyn Bridge whooped and jumped for joy when she was released from custody Friday afternoon. So let's here's the picture. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she so beautiful? Canice Reese was apparently so happy at being freed that she didn't even bother flipping the bird at the Post reporter. So who is she? After emerging from Manhattan Detention Center, complex. That's the Tombs. That's the little jail right next door. Reese, 25, exchanged hugs with several pals on Baxter Street shortly after 1 p.m. It's right outside the jail. She then headed to nearby Occupy City Hall. It's right down the block, where she disappeared into a makeshift black tent. So she was living there. She's outside. Reese was freed following her video arraignment on multiple counts of second-degree assault and related charges Friday morning. During the hearing, Manhattan Criminal Court Judge John Howard Alagrian set her bail. It doesn't read right. Set her bail at $7,500 cash or credit card, $40,000 insurance company bond, or $60,000 security bond. Wow! So you could make bail with a fucking credit card. So if you have credit, right, or some idiot has credit, and they don't care about burning their credit, or some rich guy could walk up and drop a card on the table, $7,500 cash or credit card, and you could walk out the door, $7,500 for beating a cop, right, and probably never returning. Or if it wasn't since it's a violent crime, that's the only reason they said bail. If she would have like thrown an egg at the cop or some other thing that we can call non-violent, she would have walked right out the door. Or if she would have robbed someone's bicycle on the bridge, right? They're walking right out the door. You got the whole fucking street full of criminals, right? Because there's no more cash bail. 90% of cash bail has been eliminated. In this case, there is a cash bail, and it's only $7,500. We do not know who put up the $7,500. The Post tried to find out. We don't know yet. The City Department of Correction didn't immediately respond to an inquiry about how she secured her release. That's what we want to find out. You want to do a deep dive? Find out who and how she made $7,500 bail when she's living outside in a makeshift tent on the streets of New York City. Who's paying? Who paid that, right? Reese is accused of attacking NYPD he's a lieutenant, Michael Butler, and Sergeant Richard Adamique, leaving them bloody down their face. And so here she is. Isn't she so lovely? Oh, I'm so happy to see you. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Right. They'll have their fun, right? So it's a woman, a skinny woman, hugging a homegirl. Welcome home. Welcome back. That's the entrance to Occupy City Hall. Now, I want to be nice. I want to be, I want to give these people a voice. I want to definitely listen to what they have to say. But when you walk out onto the Brooklyn Bridge and you smack a cop in the head with a cane for no reason and then say peaceful protest, well, then we got a problem here. We have a fundamental difference of opinion, right? So the incident came amid clashes that erupted when, all right, so we saw the whole thing. We saw that whole fucking thing. Oh, here's a video of her. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful?
I didn't attack nobody.
Huh. I didn't attack nobody. I didn't attack nobody.
Why did you attack the cops? Anything you want to say?
Are you proud of what you did?
Well, that's good, right? That's good journalism right there. Talk to her, right? You're right place at the right time. You make the best of it.
Why did you do it? Why did you attack the cops?
I didn't attack nobody.
I didn't attack nobody. That shit's
Why
racist.
did you attack the cops?
That's
Anything
racist.
you want to say?
You're saying it because I'm black. It's because I'm black. Peaceful protest.
Are you proud of what you did?
That's the precinct downtown in Chinatown. I think that's the third precinct, number 3. Third precinct. So there you have it, man. What the hell is going on? Yeah! So there you have it, man. There you have it, man. Fucking, what else we got here, man? What else do we have here? So somebody asked earlier about what's de Blasio doing about it. As violent crime in New York soars, de Blasio assigns 27 cops to protect Black Lives Matter mural. So there's your answer. That's what de Blasio is doing. Even as violent crime and deadly shootings in New York soar, Mayor Bill de Blasio has repeatedly assigned no less than 27 cops working in shifts to protect the Black Lives Matter mural outside of Trump Tower. They're treating street graffiti as art, as like 27 cops to protect not the president's residence, but to protect the graffiti. Some would argue graffiti, racist graffiti, that's spewed out on the street in New York City. So there you go. Who's this? Just heard that mayor has one in 8 securing the Black Lives Matter mural at Trump Tower. That's 1 sergeant and 8 cops and 3 tours a day. Violent shootings and murder is up in New York City, and this clown has 3 sergeants and 24 cops guarding a mural. If true, sickening. It's true. I was just there and spoke to the cops. They say they are getting paid to babysit paint and not happy about it. He is spreading his reduced police budget. He is spending his reduced police budget on guarding his art and crafts project instead of New York lives. Wow, some good commentary. Cops protecting a mural for a movement that hates cops. Wow, the irony. And Black Lives Matter wants to defund and abolish police, but it's okay for police to protect their mural. This world has gone mad. Oh, that's a great comment. Thank you for that, man. Whoever the fuck you are. The very one who calls... The very one who's calling to defund police wants them now to guard a mural. It is ironic. Or you remember in my Brooklyn riots video, right? If you watch that, I got it pinned on my website. And I think it's pinned in YouTube too. And you hear many of the cowardly people who, the Black Lives Matter people, after they beat people up, they invade someone else's neighborhood, and they get a punch in the face. Now they want to press charges. I got punched in the face. He punched me in the face. I want to press charges. He punched me in the face. He punched. Well, that's what you get, man. That's what you get. Not everyone's going to take your shit. And I just think that, I'm leaning more. Now I'm leaning more on the patriotic side because look, there's the movement of Black Lives Matter, Antifa, had a point when they were coming together in massive numbers. Right? They were coming together in 20,000 people marching down the streets of New York City, mostly peacefully, and then it led to the anarchists stepping in at the very end. They started to break shit, right? Breaking the windows and all. But for the most part, those were massively attended rallies, and the target of the smashing was the oligarchy, was the banks, was the large corporations, the chains out on the street, the chains, right? But now what's left is a handful, a pocketful of anarchists, of the most violent of the violent, going out on the street without the crowd. Right? Now they're vulnerable. Now this is how it ends, right? If you don't have the numbers, the only thing that protected the anarchists was the numbers. So if you were to make a prediction about how long they could last without the sheer numbers, without the thousands, tens of thousands of young people marching, I would say pretty quick. I would say that NYPD is now just, keeping a tight lid on it, surveilling it, getting all the names, and then they'll wrap it up, soon enough. But just let them hang themselves. Sometimes you got to give people enough rope to hang themselves, and you know what I'm saying, man. So thank you everybody for sharing. Thanks for joining me in the chat, motherfuckers. Play Star Spangled Banner. Yeah, play that. So thanks everybody for joining me today on this on this Saturday. 2 Days Steak is in the house. Bebop, George's Son, Harkview Cinema. Thank you for joining us. JB, Jessley Snipes is here. Jim Steele, Lewis Sharp, what's up, Lewis? Liz Rivard, Rampant, Sterling Price on the wrench. Sterling Price is in the house. What's up, Sterling Price? My brother from a different mother. If you got timed out, man, that's for you. That's because you being a dick, man. Don't be a dick. And Vandaloo, Weevil Boy, and Weevil Boy. Mike Fletcher's here too. Epic, Quantum Epic, Ramp. My shit is changing now. I can't even read it anymore. So thanks everybody for joining me, man. And have peace in your heart. Have love. Exercise. Take care of yourself. Because if you don't, no one else will, man. Watch out for each other. Take care of each other. My brothers, my sisters. Love each other. Peace out, everybody.